guys.
Welcome to the All Shook Up podcast, and on this episode, we will be interviewing special guest Logan
Logan
Ramey.
Ramey. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are
Good. How are
you?
you?
Good. Glad to be here.
Thank you for
To have
joining and
you.
wanting to be a part of this.
Yeah, thanks for the invite.
So let's get started. So, how many years have you been in ETA?
I'm going on my 10th year of being an ETA. I started when I
Wow.
was 12 years old. I did my first contest in Branson. There was a youth competition.
Oh,
And I think I was there. There was a junior youth and a senior youth. I think I was there with Randy Pennington. He won the senior youth, I think and then, it's funny because I watched the video back and it's, look at me talking like this. And my belt falls off. It's hilarious. But I won that, and ever since then I caught the bug, and I've been doing it since I was about 12 years old, and I'm 22. I'm 22 now, so I've been doing it just about 10 years now. So
that's
Well, that's
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah.
yeah, thank you.
So you were about 12 when you started?
Yeah, but I mean, I've sung my whole life. I remember there's videos of me when I was 4 or 5 years old singing. As a matter of fact, my grandmother was head of entertainment for a car show, and they would hire a tribute artist, and I'd always go up there and sing a couple songs with him, and it kind of gave me the bug. So I mean, I've been singing since I was about 4 or 5 years old, but professionally about 10 years now. So
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's cool.
So, how
thank you.
how did you kind of discover Elvis?
Through my dad, he would play a lot of like classic country and stuff like that. I first got hooked to like Johnny Cash and like Conway Twitty and all those great country guys. And then I discovered Elvis when I was about 3 or 4 years old. And it was through my dad. And then my grandmother, like I said, she started giving me the bug with the tribute artists. So
Wow.
So did she inspire you to become a tribute artist?
in a way, yeah, because when I was younger, we'd go together a lot. She'd take me to a lot of these places and it helped me out. So yeah, in a way, I think she did.
That's so sweet.
That's awesome.
So, what is your favorite thing about being an ETA?
Oh, there's a lot of my favorite. The money. No,
That's a perk. That's
no.
for sure.
In all seriousness, though, I just am grateful to do what I love and perform the music that I love. And I've met so many great people and have a lot of friends and family because of it. So that's probably my favorite part about being an ETA, and really, keeping his music alive, so.
Yes.
hmm So what's your what was your first Elvis performance like?
I remember my first like gig by myself. It was a local nursing home I did. I think I was 12, and it was bad. Uh,
Oh,
I had a little boom box, and
Oh.
yeah, and I had I'm trying to remember how I had this setup going. I had the microphone hooked up to it, but I think I was just playing the music from the boom box. So it was like you couldn't hear anything, and it was just me, my little squeaky voice singing the song, and it was bad. But you learn from those type of things. So
that's right.
Yeah.
So, what is your favorite era to perform?
definitely the 70s is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I love the jumpsuits. I'm kind of like a jumpsuit junkie. I have about 16 different jumpsuits right
Oh
now.
my
And
gosh.
Wow.
they're like pieces of art.
Yes.
So
Of course, yeah.
when I do my shows though, usually I do a 2-set show. So the first half I do an early years show, and I don't try to really portray the early years because I'll be the first to tell you that I am not a 50s guy. And but I just want to sing those songs. I kind of do it by being me. So but definitely the 70s. Definitely the 70s is my favorite.
Mine too.
Same here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
it's everyone's favorite.
yeah,
Unless
and
they're an old lady,
yeah. But I think the material was better. He was a more mature artist. And the songs. Don't get me wrong. I like that raw, young energy of the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
But the 70s I call to more often. But lately I've been really getting into the movie stuff
Oh,
because
really?
there's so many underrated songs from the movies.
Yeah.
So
What's your favorite like movie set?
I really like Flaming Star. I like a lot of songs
Yes.
from Flaming Star. That's a really underrated movie. Um, I like Double Trouble, as corny as that movie is. There's some neat little songs.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but he's got some
Um,
great movie songs like The Girl I Never Loved.
That's a
Yes.
really good song.
That's such a great song, and nobody does that stuff. So a lot of great hidden gems in that catalog there. So
hmm What is your favorite song to perform on stage?
Poke Salad Annie,
Mm.
that's my favorite. But I mean, Suspicious Minds is up there too. Is one of my favorites because that's a fun one, and I drag it out to be about 8 minutes long. So
Wow. Suspicious Minds can get long too if
yeah,
you know.
yeah. But like I said, I kind of like doing the movie stuff right now. So
Mhm.
So, what would you say the hardest song to perform is?
I would say Just Pretend. That's a pretty tough one. Because it stays up there and then it doesn't go away. You're up there the whole time. But it's such a
Yeah.
pretty song, and
It's my
I'll do shows.
favorite.
Yeah, I'll do shows, and almost every show I'll get a request for Just Pretend. I'm like, oh, come on. Yeah, like, but as one of my all-time favorite Elvis songs. But I
Mhm.
try to save that one for contests only. So,
Well, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
So what is it like for you getting ready for an event or a concert, anything like that?
well, it's an all-day process. So if I have a show like at 7 at night, I'm waking up at 9 in the morning to to take to take care of it. I mean, I have a heck of a sound system. It takes a long time to get that set up. My sound system takes about 2 hours to get set up because I got a backdrop and lights and everything.
Mhm.
And the hardest part though is my hair because my hair has so many moods. I don't know how it's gonna turn out because some days it's really good and some days it's not so good. And but a lot of makeup, a lot of hair. I as I always say, it takes a lot of effort to look this cheap. So but no, it's all day process, and if there's travel involved, and I'm the type where like my show, I'll if I have one show in a weekend, I'll take the whole week and work on that show because every weekend I have shows, and every show I try to make different because I've got fan base now that comes every weekend, and they don't want to see the same show every week,
Right.
so it's a hard process because you want to perform for the first timers coming in. They want to hear those classic songs, but then you want to hear something new for the people that are coming back. So I struggle with keeping it fresh, but yet still maintaining that classic Elvis.
Yeah.
So
Right.
yeah.
So, what's your like go-to warm-up routine?
I don't really have a warm up routine. I know everybody has their little thing where la 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 la. There's crazy stuff, jalapenos, whatever. But I don't really. I kind of just. What I like right before a show, I like to get in a room and just have quiet, and to myself. I just like to take a minute to relax because I've been setting up, doing my hair, rushing to the gig. I just need a minute to breathe. So,
Right.
but yeah, I just kind of just go out there cold and do it, which I know may not be the most recommended thing, but it's just what works for me. So a lot of water, and just kind of pacing myself. So
Hmm. So do you have any nerves? And if you do, how do you handle your nerves on stage, like once you get out there?
yeah, I have nerves. Yes, definitely right before the show. I think I get nervous more about you know my sound and the lights and the technical aspect because if your sound is no good, you don't sound good. So um, that's kind of stuff I stress about. But I'm always nervous, like if I'm doing something new, oh, is this going to go over well? I mean, about 2 weeks ago, I did a whole new show. I did a whole movie show.
Mm.
Like I said, I mean, I was had songs in there like Flaming Star. I had what else did I? Long Legged Girl with the short dress on. A bunch of hidden gem stuff.
Yeah.
I was a little nervous because this is stuff that may not be known to the general public. So
Mm.
that's kind of stuff that I get worried about. It's like, is it going to go over well? And so that kind of thing is what I worry about.
Yeah.
So, about like performing and stuff, what's the weirdest song request you think you've ever got?
Oh boy. Well, it's so funny because I just did a show where it was by request, and I had a form where you could fill it out and put songs in it,
Mm-hmm.
and I got some weird stuff on there. I mean, I got non Elvis. I think some lady put like what song was it? Oh, she put the YMCA. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Huh.
So I mean, it was crazy stuff. But I'll be doing shows, and I'll get a request for like a song Elvis never did, and I say, I don't have that in my system because every once in a while I'll do a Conway Twitty or Johnny Cash, whatever. But I mean, some stuff is just weird. I remember one time I got a call from this lady, and she wanted me to come to this birthday party dressed as Elvis, but sing the song "Wish It Would Rain" by the Temptations. I'm like, that's weird. That's weird. And then
Yeah.
just leave after singing that one song. And I was like,
Hmm.
that's kind of strange. So that was probably the strangest thing. But yeah, it could get weird.
Yeah, that's like really random.
Yeah.
One song
Yeah.
and then just leave?
Yep.
Okay. Well, talking about fan bases, you said you have a pretty big one now.
Yeah. I have quite the fan base. So
Has a fan ever thrown anything on stage during your shows? Like, you know, anything?
yeah, I could tell you some stories. There's some, people, whatever floats your boat. But yeah, I could tell you one story where, I hope the lady doesn't listen to this because I'm not trying to embarrass her, but it's a true story. But I was at this Memorial Day show. They hired me for Memorial Day, and I came about 2 hours before my show to set up and whatnot. So she was sitting there in the front row, and I think she had just a little too much to drink that day, and she said, hey Elvis, the first song you got to sing is Proud to Be an American, Proud to Be an American. And I'm thinking to myself, well, that's not even the name of the song. It's called God Bless the USA.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she kept on and on and on. And then finally, I'm doing my show, and I'm singing the song Angel, and I guess she wanted to dance, so she fell, and so I'm singing this song, and I'm like, do I help her up or what do I do? So I'm trying to sing this song and help her up, Angel, and I can't pick her up. Okay, and I got my hands through her belt loops trying to pick her up, and took me and a couple guys to pick her up, but I don't know what the question was at this point. I'm just going off on a tangent, But
you're good. You're good.
But yeah, that was probably the weirdest thing to happen to me. So, what was the question again?
The question was, has a fan ever thrown anything
like,
on stage during one of the shows?
You asked me one thing, and I go on about 20 other things.
You're okay.
Yeah, I've had undergarments and everything you can imagine thrown on the stage.
Love that.
So, where has been your favorite place to perform or compete?
Well, my favorite place to perform, I did a show about 2 years ago in Indiana Beach in Monticello, Indiana. It's an amusement park campground, and they have a big concert area. And we had about 1,000 people out there, and the energy was off the charts, and it was a lot of fun. I had my band with me, and and as far as contests go, I'm kind of trying to take a step back from the contest because I'm so busy now with my shows, and there's been situations where I've had to back out of a couple shows to go do a contest, which I don't want to continue to do that. I'd rather stay home and do my shows, and I kind of always been the type to do my own thing, and follow my own walk to the beat of my own drum. So.
Right.
But I have so many favorite places. I'm grateful for any show that I get, and people are so kind, and my fans showing up and supporting me. So they're all my favorites.
So is there like a dream place or event that you would like to perform at that you haven't already?
I'd like to get into a couple more theaters. I'd like to start traveling a little bit more. I'd like to get into some like the East Coast and the West Coast, because right now my home is kind of like the Midwest, Illinois, Wisconsin, Ohio, that region. But I'd like to start, branching out just a little bit more. But as a matter of fact, I would also like to do some international things. I've gotten a few calls for some international things, so I'm hoping that they work out. But probably I'd like to travel some more. So.
Yeah, see some places, do some things.
Yeah, out of the 50 states, I think I've been to performing in close to 20 states at this point.
Wow.
So I've never been out to the East Coast, so I'd like to go out to the East Coast, so.
Yeah. So, do you enjoy competing?
No, I don't.
No.
And that's kind of what I was saying, mean, it's just not my thing. I think, I think everybody brings something different to the table. And I think it's sort of like hard to say who's the best, it's just not my thing. It's not good for my spirit. I get stressed out about it. And, I work so much in my own shows. I'd rather just take my focus and work on my shows. So.
Right. So have you been to Graceland before?
Yes, I've been to Graceland about 6 times now. So.
Wow.
So what was it like for you going to Graceland for the very first time?
Well, the very first time I went, I think I was 6 years old, and it was before they did all the renovations and the new complex and everything.
Mhm.
And for a 6-year-old, this was like my dream to come here.
Right.
So it was amazing. And then when I got a little bit older, I finally went to Graceland, and it was amazing. You know, all the jumpsuits and the new complex and everything, and
Mhm.
which I could spend just a whole day in the jumpsuit area.
So
You know,
much detailer in the jumpsuits.
yeah, and I'm a stickler for details, like especially when it comes to jumpsuits, and like I kind of feel bad for the people who make my jumpsuits because I know I'm sort of difficult, but I want it to be right, and I'm like studying the jumpsuit, and you know every little speck of it I'm looking at. So, and just like the new exhibit, how they had the stacks of the jumpsuits,
Yes.
Mhm.
I liked it, I really do, but a part of me also dislikes it because some of them are so high up,
You can't
You
really
can't.
see.
can't really look at it. So
Right. Yeah, I'd have to agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean it's just breathtaking, some of those suits.
Oh,
Like
I
I was at Graceland a couple months ago, and I think I was looking at the dragon suit, and I kind of had a moment like, this suit is unbelievably beautiful. Like this is a beautiful suit. It was sparkling. I'm like, I gotta get me another one. So
Yeah. So just some fun questions are like, what is your favorite Elvis movie?
live a little, love a little.
Okay.
That's my favorite. It's a corny little fun movie, so I like it with the Albert the talking dog.
Mm-hmm.
That one's a good one. I
Yeah,
like that one a lot. Um, so what is your favorite album that Elvis recorded?
that's a toughie. Definitely 70s material. Um, I like the Promised Land album.
Oh,
I
Mm-hmm.
that's
like
so good.
Yeah.
Good Times album. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But I think my favorite is probably it comes down to two.
Top two.
I like Madison Square Garden, and I like
Mm.
On Stage.
Yes.
On
Yeah,
Stage is a good one, especially because they had a different drummer, Bob Lanning, on stage. So all the songs have a different feel. You know, Proud
right.
Mary has that. You know, instead of that the toms and all that, it's just a straightforward rock thing. So probably On Stage.
Okay. So do you have a favorite Elvis jumpsuit?
My favorite jumpsuit, probably the King of Spades. That's probably my
Mm.
favorite one. I mean, it's so detailed and everything. But I recently got the turquoise Phoenix suit about 6 months ago, and that's a really pretty suit too. But it's hard to pick a favorite. But probably those two.
I love his turquoise suits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Even like the two-piece ones, because doesn't he have a couple jackets that have like turquoise on
yeah,
it?
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But
I always thought that he pulled those off.
Yeah.
you know, what's another nice one is the tiger. I've always liked the tiger suit.
Yes.
The tiger and the peacock are my two favorites.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I just got Elvis in the peacock suit tattooed here.
That's
So
awesome.
That's so cool.
I mean, they're all my favorite, especially that 74, the 74
Mhm.
suit. I mean, beautiful suits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what do you love most about your shows?
What I love most about my shows is the freedom to do what I want. Like when I'm doing my show, I can do what my creative vision, and I kind of like to do things a little differently. I sort of have like a different viewpoint of most people, I guess, but I like to, my whole goal is to leave you with a smile. I mean, it's just my approach. I'm not one to like be so into like I got to do exactly what Elvis did here and do, I'm more about leaving you entertained. So if I can do something that is a little different or, do something funny, I'll go for that, and that's my favorite thing about just being with the people. And, I'll go out and shake hands or, have someone sing a line to a song or something or just do something funny. So I like to just have fun at my shows. So,
Nice. So, finishing up here, do you have any upcoming shows?
yes, I do. I have quite a few upcoming shows. I'm at I think this year alone, I'm close to 100 shows this year.
Wow.
Wow, already scheduled?
Yeah, I mean, I'm already booking shows into 2028, so I'm trying to
Wow.
stay as busy as I can and do the most I can. And I mean, I'm going to be coming back to Indiana Beach on June 27th. I'll be with my band. And also, I was fortunate enough to win a preliminary. So before I leave for the ultimate, I'm doing a send off concert, and I won Portage. And you
Oh,
may
that's
know
awesome.
Congratulations.
that. Thank you. And that's a benefit for the Special Olympics. So a portion of my send off proceeds are also going to the Special Olympics. So
Aw.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, and you can find all that on my website. So,
Okay.
So, if you could play one Elvis song for the rest of your career, what would it be?
oh boy, probably. I mean, you can't go wrong with Suspicious Minds.
That's a
That-
classic.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't go wrong with it.
No. And then,
Except for the fact that it probably hurts, you know.
yeah.
Yes.
And then the last question we have is, if you could ask Elvis one question, what would it be and why?
Oh boy. Um, honestly, I would ask him like, how do you feel about someone else, you know, singing your music and dressing up like you and would you take? I mean, from what I hear, he thought it was flattering, but you know, I would only want to do it if I got his blessing to do it. I wouldn't want to do anything he wouldn't be for or disrespect him or So probably I'd ask him, how do you feel about all this? But in all seriousness, I don't think I would ask him anything. I would just say, thank you for what you've done for music and all the people that I've gotten to meet and all the experiences I've had and you're the king.
Yeah.
So
Right.
All right, so that is all we have. Thank you for joining and being a special
Thank you.
guest.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here. I appreciate the invite.
Thank you.
Always.
Thank you.